Okay, says the Mishnah, up to the Mishnah, Mem Gimel Amid Beis. Hachoyshev l'shloich yad b'pikadon. Someone goes ahead and he thinks to be sholech yad b'pikadon. Beishamay yorim chayiv, Beisil yorim ein chayiv. Achi yishlach b'yad. Beishamay says if you think about it, you chayiv. Beisil says what if you have to act upon it. Now, when you think about machshava, just because you're not mitzaref l'maisa, maybe by avodah zarah, but by and large not. For those who've been around the cycle, I'm always makbid to tell you by pigel, machshava pigel has to be bedibur. It has to be bedibur. Taisa says. So it's very geschmack baruch. And look at this bottom Taisvis, guys. Look at the bottom Taisvis. Hachoyshev l'shloach yad, hach machshava have dibur. This machshava is dibur. It's not you thinking to be sholeach yad. You verbalize you want to be sholeach yad. Says Beis Shammai, even if you weren't, you're chayiv. But again, it's machshava here is dibur, similar to pigel, where you go ahead and say, I'm going to head and sprinkle the dam chutz l'makam or chutz l'zman, where there is a dibur. So therefore, the machshava here is dibur. It's not just a fleeting thought. Very important. Taisvis, mark it down in your book. So, Shneimar im loy sholach yadam lechas reyeyu. So we need. The one that makes the most sense is based Hillel, because he says, "I wasn't sholeach yabim lechas reyeyu." Hit the esachavius. If you go ahead and climb the barrel, the nutli men revius, and you take a revius out of the barrel, the nishbra, and then it breaks. Ein mishalim el revius. All you're going to go ahead mat is pay is revius. This is something else. This is not to do with the previous, like the shitas Beis Shammai Beis Hillel. It's speaking about the act of stealing, of shlichus yad. So, when are you sholeach yad, fellas? When you become gazlan. So I have a barrel of wine. If I go ahead, I put a cup in the barrel of wine, and I take out a revius of wine. Did I steal the whole barrel, or I just stole a revius? I just stole the revius. Had I picked up the whole barrel, had I been done a kinyan in the whole barrel, and then remove the revius, then I would be a gazlan, right? But by going ahead and not making a kinyan in the barrel and just go ahead and taking the wine, I would only be chayiv on the wine that I removed from the barrel. So here there's likely men revius, the nishbra, and the barrel breaks. I'm not chayiv by insin. Ein mishalim el revius. All you're going to pay is revius. However, if you go ahead and lift up the barrel, thus make a kinyan in the whole barrel, and for noitally men revius, and you take a revius out of there, the nishbra, and it breaks, then mishalim the mekula, you're going to pay the worth of the whole barrel. So the distinction between being kind of the whole barrel and not, okay, that's the lumdus behind this. If you look at Rashi, guys, the nishbra la'achazman enu mishalim el revius. Third line from the bottom. The shlichus yad enu mischayev ba'oinsin ad sheyimshoich until you do a meshicha, or yagbia, or you lift it up. The have kanyad, because in that case you're kaina. So if you pick up the whole thing, igbiav and natal, and then take the revius, then the have kinyan bahagba, the chisorim and the tilas revius chayev ba'oinsin. You be chayev what ba'oinsin.
Whose rishus is the barrel in?
Your rishus. You're the shaymer. You're the shaymer. You sholeach yad. Says the Gemara. Minani mili. This machloikis Beis Shammai. Where does Beis Shammai know his din from that, guys? Where does Beis Shammai know his din from that machshava, which is really dibur? How do you know that you're going to be sholeach yad? Because the pasuk says, okay, the exact quote of the pasuk. It says, "Al kol devar pesha," on anything that you pesheya. Al shor al chamor al se al salma. Al kol aveda sheyom ki huzeh. So you have the lashon al kol devar. So the play on words that Beis Shammai is learning from is the word devar, right? Al kol devar pesha. Beis Shammai omrim melamed shechayev al hamachshava kemaisa. That you chayev hamachshava kemaisa. Ubeis Hillel. What does Beis Hillel do? Oimrim, ein chayiv at she sholech bayad. You're only chayiv until you sholech bayad. Shneimar, and lo sholech yadav umlechas reyeyu. If the person is not sholech yad, I'll call them a pesha. V'haloi kvar nemar, I'll call them a pesha. So Amulem Beis Shammai Beis Hillel, Kfar Nema Al Kol Davar Pesha. Mashma that even a machshava, a dibur alone would do the job even without the action. Amulem Beis Hillel Beis Shammai. Kfar Nema Lo Sholach Yodem Lechas Reyehu. And Kei Mat Hamad Loimar Al Kol Davar Pesha. What does Beis Shammai do with Beis Hillel's words? Shiachalein Li Elahu. I would think all of he shalech bayad. If he would tell his Eved or his Shliach, Minayin, how do you know Yechayev? Hamad Leimar, I'll call the Peshar. So we learn that from here. It's funny, in 2 days in a row, we had one of the two places in Shas where we say, Yesh Shliach L'Devar Avera. We said Me'ili yesterday, and the second one over here, if you tell the person to be Shliach, I'll call the Devar Pesha, even you a dibur to an other, and you send him to go ahead and bring you the barrel, you would be what chayiv. We see over there, yesh shliach le devar avera. That's what Beis Hillel uses it for. So Beis Shammai are called devar pesha. Afilu dibur will make you b'shalech yad even without a ma'isa. According to Beis Hillel, you need a ma'isa, you need a kinyan. I'll call devar pesha. If you tell a dibur for someone to do it, you would be what? You would be chayiv. Hites achavius. We said you incline the barrel and you take out a revius, then you only chayiv on the revius. Amar Rabbi Loishanu El Nishbra, right? Rabbi says that din that your partner on the barrel that it breaks is only if it breaks. If you take out the revius and it breaks, Awal Hechmitza, if it becomes vinegary, Mishalim Eskula, then you're going to pay the whole thing. You listen to this Kiddush, guys. You have a barrel of wine that doesn't belong to you. You go ahead, you take out a revius, you're chayiv for the revius. If the barrel breaks, you're potter, you're still a shomer, shemesach, shemechinam, you weren't sholeach yad, you swear to the fact you're potter. However, if it doesn't break, if the wine in the barrel becomes chometz, you will be chayiv. Why? I took out some wine, I'm chayiv. My timer, giri di dehu, the ahanile. It's my arrow that ahanile that was the cause of this. Says Gemara Chiddush, fellas, Yichayv al Smazik. Yichayv al Smazik. Guys, Eishoy Mishum Chitzyav. Right? Machloikas Rabbi Yochanan Reish Lakish in the Chaf Aleph Chabeis Babakama. Eishav Mishum Chitzyav. Eishav is this we use the word Chetz for Adam HaMasik. If you go ahead and take wine out of the barrel, the mashmois, according to Rashi, is if the barrel was full, maybe no bacteria can get in, and maybe it would stay the same. But by you going ahead and removing the wine, the revius, you put some air in that barrel, and as a result, it's that action that you did is like shooting an arrow, damaging the rest of the wine, and therefore says Rav Huna, Rabba, you be chayiv. Says Rabba, you be chayiv. Interesting halacha. Interesting halacha. Very interesting halacha. Look at Rashi for a second. Kiri didei ahanile. Chitzim shaloi. His chitzim, his arrows, gormaloi lahachmitz, causes it to become what? It becomes chometz, vinegar. The nichle that have a kula chavis. Okay, okay. Okay, that's the Gemara Vaita. Okay, says the Gemara. Says the Gemara Vaita in the next din. Higbia v'natli mena. If he picked it up and then took a revius out, he'd be chayiv. Why? Because once he picked it up, he's a goslin on the whole barrel. Amash Shmuel, that says if you take from a revius, loy natal mamish, it doesn't mean even what if he went ahead and took elakimin sheik bia litol. If he picks it up on the condition to take, even if he'd be chayiv on the whole barrel. Al shaleach yad. So he picked up the barrel of B'Sholech Yad, he put it down, and he didn't take it, he'd be chayiv. Let's say that Shmuel is of the opinion that Shlichus Yad does not require a chesaron. After all, just thinking about taking it, Shmuel's of the opinion you're chayiv. So obviously you're Sholech Yad even without taking, which is no chesaron, the barrel is intact. Amileh, you have no raya from there. It could be that Shmuel holds Shlichus Yad needs chesaron, right? And over here, when you picked it up, I'm asked to take it, shiny hacha in this chavius that you wanted to take it, the nichale that the havle chavius kula basis la revius. You wanted this revius that you're going to take, that it should be it should be supported by the stuff in the barrel. Because if it's mixed in with the other barrel, it won't become chometz. It won't become chometz because the other chometz, the other is supporting it. So therefore, it really you do it could be shlichus yad ain't it tzricha chesaron. It could be shlichus yad tzricha chesaron. Right? But over here it's different because you want it to be supported in the barrel. Let's see Rashi here. The nichale to having kula chavis basis lahai revius. Shetishmar oisa revius. That revius that he wanted to take should be watched. Loy tachmitz and shouldn't become vinegar. Something else in another scenario would need chesaron. And if you taka picked up something and something else that doesn't need something else, and you didn't go ahead and detract from it, you wouldn't be chayiv. Since you didn't pick it up for the condition to steal it. A yayin that's only found in a kli that's full, as we saw from the previous case, guys. You taking out the revius, you caused what? A chesaron in all the wine, right? So over here, is he stole that revius? He wanted the revius. In other words, view it, fellas, the following. View it as if he took the revius out and he put it back in to keep it preserved. That's a very good hezbollah. In other words, if he thought Almanas to take it and he didn't take it, so you say shlichus yad einachas tzricha chesaron. No. He took it. View it as if he took it and he put it back. So it needs chesaron. So why do we view it as he took it and put it back? Because he wants to preserve the wine, that the wine should not become chometz. I think it's a very nice hezbollah viewed that way. Okay, back in the Gemara. Boy Ravashi. Ravashi has the following question. Higbia arniki, if a shema picks up a wallet, an arniki full of dinarim, litla to take one, and mahu, what's the din? He picks it up to take out a dinar. Do we view it as what? He put the dinar out and put it back in and he's chayiv? Or do we view, no, he picked it up and he put it back? Chamrahu deloy minter ella agav chamra. Wine is only watched by wine, and therefore you're chayiv even if you just thought about taking it. Aval zuza minter, but money even alone is watched. Aidilma shiny tirusa the anarchy, mini tirusa the dina. It's different when it's watched in the anarchy than when it's watched in a dinar. In other words, view a piggy bank. If you have a coin that is separate, the chances of you losing that coin are greater than if it's contained within one container. So who adin in a wallet, right? And therefore, do we view it as wine the same way? Because it'll be more watched. Good physically, there's no change in it. But regarding its shmira, it'll be watched better in the wallet than alone. And therefore what? You should be chayiv. The Gemara answers that teku. And at that teku, hachon olecha mafkid, hachon olecha mafkid, hachon olecha mafkid. Okay. Art Scroll Volume 2. I can see all the guys changing the Gemaras.
Where's Doe with the Franks and blankets? News, do you?
Why do you throw the Metzia number 1 and go like this? Okay. It's funny. I always have this thought of giving longer hakdamis to something, to give a hakdama. But I think we have a lot of information over here, and I'm going to try to limit the information and try to bring it in piecemeal. I have this whole hakdama. I think it's much too long, and I'm not sure it's going to be helpful. So let's be brief. We know there's something called Parsha of Kinyonim. By Karka, very easy. Kesef, Shtar, Chazaka, straightforward. By Metalflin, it's a little more complicated. Now, in our way of thinking, in our world, why we say cash is king. Unless the cash is given, basically the job is not done. You have the cash, that's it. Cash is the kinyan. But we know in biblical times it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that at all. Although kesef is a kinyan, the question is it kain or not? There's a halacha that it could be kesef. It's a big huge machlokes of Yochanan and Reish Lakish. Says Reish Lakish, "V'chi simchu mimchu la'misecha ikoinu miyad misecha dov anita miyad miyad midoraisa kesef's not koina." What's koina? You go ahead and give something over to the other person. Giving something over to the other person is a transfer of bilis. It can be accomplished in a multitude of ways. Primarily, Meshicha is what's for Metaltalin. You take it and you bring it from his rishus to your rishus. But kesef itself will not be anything. It wouldn't do the job. And the deal is not done just because you gave the person the money. So that's because you need Meshicha. Rabbi Yochanan is of the opinion that kesef is kaina. Rabbi Yochanan is of the opinion that kesef is kaina. What does that mean, kesef's kaina? If you give money, the deal's done. There's no backing up. It's yours. What's the problem then if kesef is kaina? Why do we need Meshicha? So because the Rabbanan came up with a takana. If I go ahead and buy something, let's say I go ahead, Rabbi is a wheat merchant, and I buy 100 bushels of wheat, I give him $1,000, and I say, Avi, I'll pick it up tomorrow. Okay? Avi says, great, goes to sleep. Avi hears some noise, looks up, and there's my bushels, and my bushels are burning. It's in a house that's burning. It's possible for Rav Avi to get up and save it, but Rav Avi, he's in a deep sleep, he's having these good dreams about his days in Yeshivas Chafetz Chaim, and he's just feeling like great, and better yet, Camp Hella, and all the good things he's thinking about, all these wonderful situations. And he says, guess what? Let it burn, because it ain't mine, because Stern bought it. So to stop that from happening, we say the deal's not done until I get the wheat. That's called Shema Nisvecha Chita Ba'aliyah. Maybe the wheat will burn down in the Aliyah, right? So therefore, really, Kesef is Midaraisa Koina. Said Rabbi Yochanan, Midarabon, that's not. So like that Shita, like these Shitas, we have to figure it out. When people make transactions using Kesef, it could be one of two ways. It could be the Kinyan Kesef, or it can be Kinyan Chalipin. Kinyan Chalipin can be one of two ways. I'm going to make this quick. Kinyan Chalipin can be bartering one thing for another thing, a para for a chamara, or vice versa. Or Kinyan Chalipin is you're taking kesef, and you're taking the kesef over here. I'm not giving it over to your hand. The kesef's here. Well, it doesn't make a difference, really. The truth is, I have the kesef, you have the peri. Let's call, guys, the peri. Peri is the thing that is the metaltal. So, according to everybody, whether it's the Rabban or the Raisa, if you make the kinyan in the kesef, you don't acquire this. If you make the kinyan in the peri, you acquire the kesef. The question is, what is the peri, what's in the kesef in a case of bartering? When you're using objects that are not kesef. In other words, you're not using and even in the case where you're using kesef. If I'm using gold coins versus silver coins, I'm buying gold using silver. What is the peri? What is the kesef? And again, the rule of thumb, in order for the kinyan to take place and you can't go back on the deal, the meshicha has to be done in the peri. So the discussion of a Mishnah is, what's the kesef? What's the peri? Okay? There are different criteria for what makes kesef. By and large, you would think it has to do with chashivas. The more chashiv it is, the more kesef it is. Or the more usable it is, the more transactable it is, the more kesef it is. Try going in to buy a bag of potato chips with a gold coin. Go try buying it with a silver dollar. In other words, kesef certainly is more over or less socher, that's the term for transability, than gold. Therefore, vis-a-vis that, if that's my criteria, then the kesef is the silver is the money, and the gold is the peri. Good? So you have to get it out of your head. 1 second. Gold coins are, of course, more money than silver coins. Don't use the word money. Use the word peri or kesef, peri or kesef. The kinyan has to be in the peri, not in the kesef. That's the hakdama to the Mishnah and the beginning of today's plot. I'm just gonna, guys, Hatzlacha Rabbah, not an easy parak at all. Okay, Hazov koine esa kesef. Gold acquires silver. What is and a kesef in a koine esa zav? Let's put it into our terms that we just put our hakdama. Zahav is considered the peri. Zahav, gold coins, are considered the peri in silver. So if two people are making a transaction, you're buying gold coins for silver, then the kinyan has to be in the gold coins. That's if you moishich the gold, then there's no going back on the deal. If you moishich the silver, you're going back on the deal. So hazav koines hakesef, which is considered the coin, the money, Ein koines hazav does not require the peri, the zav. Hanechoshes koines hakesef, nechoshes copper is considered what? The peri vis-a-vis kesef. So I'm switching, buying coins, copper coins for kesef. If I make the kinyan in the nechoshes, if I make the kinyan in the nechoshes, I acquire the kesef. The kesef ain't a koines and nechoshes. But if I make the kinyan in the silver coins, I don't acquire the nechoshes because the silver is considered the money. The silver is considered the kesef, not the pre. So again, the zov is the pre, the nechoshes is the pre vis-a-vis kesef. Mois harois, koines yafais. You have a money that's not being used anymore in the Medina, but it has value. It has value, but it's not being what? It's not being. It's not over la socher. So the money, the bad coins are considered the payri vis-a-vis the good coins. The good coins are usable, and the other one is not. Okay, so you're buying it. Let's say it's silver value or it's gold value, whatever the coin is, but it's not a coin. It's not. Vayafos ain't a koines harois, and the good money, the good coins, it's considered the cash vis-a-vis esarois, the peri. Asimon is a coin that does not have a tsura on it. It's the slug before it's minted. Show you a very cute Rashi. I have a source for it. This is if it's too bad Dr. Press isn't here. This is something he'd be interested in. Look at Rashi. Asimon she'ena love tsura. It does not have on it what? A tsura. It doesn't have any image on it. Pal doim balaz. Zuzim agulim, round coins, umuchonim litzur aleihem, and they're prepared to draw on them. Esatsura bechoisim, with a seal, shekoirin kfitz. This is probably where the word kvetch comes from, guys. Look at the word fetch. What do you do when you kvetch? You press something, right? The kvetch is to press. So this is where the source of the word kvetch comes from, to press. You're taking the coin and you're pressing what? The image into the coin. So in this case, asimon is considered the peri, and therefore it's koine matbeya, the coin. But matbeya ain't a koines asimon. Metalton koines matbeya, in a situation where you have, anytime you have a metalton, not just regular metalton, any clothing or any object, you could, and you're making, again, this is the chalipin of this for this, you're kind of matbeya ain't a koines metalton, right? Kol metalton koines zeh. When it comes to parim v'chamor, guys, there is no kesef. Guys, when it comes to metalton, there is no kesef. They're both peri. So whether you go ahead and you make the kinyan in the para, whether you go ahead and make the kinyan in the chamar, you would be acquiring one or the other. Is this clear? I think it's pretty clear, right? A little bobblehead action. It's pretty clear, right? Good. It's pretty clear, right? So therefore, if they're both metaltal, then it's kinyan chalipin. Ketzad mashach himenu peris v'leinasan lamois. If you do a kinyan mashich in the peris and you don't give any money, because the kinyan was completed, because you made the Mashiach in the pre. However, if you give the money but you didn't make a kinyan in the Paris, you could go back in the deal. Amru Misha Para Mianshe Dara Hamabel Midara Aflaga who asili Para Mimishena Oim Bidiburai. So this is the famous Misha Para. The Misha Para that, you know what? According to the letter of the law, guys, According to the letter of the law, it's not a kinyan, you go back in the deal. But God expects you to be what? Go above board, and really you should go ahead and go through with it, despite the fact that halachically the kinyan was not consummated. We'll see in the Gemara exactly what Rabbi Shimon argues on. What Rabbi Shimon argues on. Okay, so we have this din. We have this din that the peri acquires the what? The peri acquires the kesef, but the kesef doesn't acquire the peri. So let's go to gold and silver. Gold is the peri, and silver what is the okay? Regarding value, chashivas, gold has value. Regarding over la socher, right? Kesef has. Right? Kesef has more value. How do you view it? Masni lo Rebbe l'Reb Shimon Berei. Rebbe Yehuda Hanasi, the great Rebbe, taught Reb Shimon his son. Hazov koine es kesef. Zov could acquire kesef. That's our Mishnah. That's our Mishnah. Zov, gold, koine es kesef. Amalei. So Reb Shimon Berei said to him, Rebbe, he called his father Rebbe. We just learned the Gemara, guys. If Rebbe's Aveda, your father's Aveda. Right? Who do you first? Your Rebbe. Rebbe's the more chashuv title than father. Moira for Rebbe. Amalei, Rebbe. Shanas lo b'yalduseich. You taught us when you were younger the opposite. That kesef koines azov. In other words, you seem to be changing your mind. When you were older, you taught like the Mishnah we're saying now. And when you were younger, you said the opposite. You said kesef was the pre. You said kesef was the pre. Says the Gemara, "Biyadusa ma'ik savar ubisiknusa ma'ik savar." What happened? Biyadusa savar, the hava guys is gold. The hava, the choshev, havi teva. Since gold is more choshev than silver, it's considered this coin. Kasped loy choshev as much as silver, havi peri. Bekonli peri litava. So that's what he thought when he was younger. He thought when he was younger that what takes precedent? The chashivas of the object. And since gold is more choshev than silver, gold will be considered the coin, the realm, and the silver will be considered the peri. And therefore, silver could be kaina. Therefore, peri. Therefore, therefore, what? When he's older, but this is biyadusa. Therefore, the silver can be kind of the gold. Biziknusa sava. However, when he got older, amid base, kaspa the chorif, kaspa which is chorif, says Rashi, yoytze b'hoitza v'oivel l'soicher. You go and you can use it. It has nothing to do with chashivas, what makes something into a coin. It has what to do with its usability, with its practicality that makes it into a coin. Therefore, when he got older, he said kesef is the kesef, silver is the kesef, and gold is the peri. The hava, the loy chorif, the hava which is not chorif, the hava, the loy chorif, havi peri. That would be what that would consider a peri. The koinle peri litava. And the peri would be kind of what? The tava. The peri would be kind of the tava. That's the difference. So again, initially he thought it was chashivas. When he thought it was chashivas, therefore gold became silver was the peri. Gold was predominantly the money. And then he got older. He said it's usability, which is our Mishnah. That gold is that silver is the kesef and gold is the peri. Rav Ashi says Rav Ashi. Ki aldusa mistabra. He says, but if you're asking me, I think what he learned in his youth that gold is the coin because of its chashivas makes more sense. Midiktani, because what did our Mishnah learn? Now, it's very interesting. He's sticking this in our Mishnah. He didn't mention anything about the Mishnah. We only mentioned gold and silver, and now you're mentioning the chayshis. What does it say in our Mishnah? And the chayshis koines a kesef. That means the chayshis is the pre. Now, guys, is the choishes more choshev than silver? No. Is it more oivel soicha than silver? Yes. Okay. So now, and the choishes koines a kesef. Amid b'shleima kaspa legabe dahava peri hava. B'shleim, you're going to tell me that silver vis-a-vis gold is considered a pre. Hainu de katani and the choishes koines a kesef. The afal gav, the afal pit, the legabe dahava peri, even though kesef, when it comes to gold, is the peri, havi legabe nechoishes tava. Legabe nechoishes, it's going to be coins. It's going to be the money. Elai amid kaspa legabe dahava. Tava have. If you're going to tell me kesef begave gold is considered the coin, hashtal legabe dahava dechoshev mine amid tava have. You're telling me regarding gold, which is mochoshev, it's considered a coin. Legabe nechoishes the iu choshev the iu chorif. I guess here they're learning the havamina that silver is more oivel aseicha, guys. I guess it was more oivel aseicha than, think about pennies. We don't use pennies anymore, right? That habigabe choishes the iu choshev iu chorif mi boy madach regarding silver, regarding gold, where gold is more choshev, where gold is more choshev. You're telling me that silver is considered coin. Legabe nechoishes, where it is choshev and it is chorif. You need it. Opposite. It's much more like the youth, but the youth was that what? That silver was considered, silver was considered coin. Legabe, nope, no, opposite. Silver was considered peri legabe gold. Again, this is Be'aldusa. So Be'aldusa, he held that gold was the coin and silver was what? Was the peri. So if you're going to tell me there's the peri, you needed to tell me by what? You needed to tell me vis-a-vis nechoishes, it is considered the coin. But if you're going to tell me like our Mishnah, you can tell me like our Mishnah that regarding it's considered money, regarding the considered money, regarding gold, certainly regarding nechoishes, it should be considered money. A, it's more choshev, and B, it's more oivel aseicha. So it's more mistaber to say, like the youth, that what? The chiddush is that even though regarding kesef, it's considered to be peri, regarding the choishes, it's considered to be money. So therefore, says Rav Ashi, that'd be more mistaber. Says the Gemara, you have no raya. Itzrich, salkadei the chamina, hani priti ba'asra desagya inu charifi tfei mikaspa. These prutas of nechoishes. Priti is always nechoishes is a copper coin. Priti ba'asra desagi, in a place where they're circulated, inu charifi tfei mikaspa. It's more of a seicha. So I would say that what? That nechoishes is considered more kesef than what? Than silver. So ema tavo have. Let me say it is coins. Kamash malon. Even the ikuduchti, since they're places, sagi bay, they would rather have kesef perahabi. The nechoishes is what is considered peri. So we've restored our Mishnah, even though again we never left our Mishnah. It was never a question on our Mishnah. But Rav Ashi's raya from the Mishnah is not a raya. So again, Yotzimid Varenu, we're speaking about acquiring coins, silver and gold, which in this transaction is considered the peri. That if I do metaltal, I'm kind of I have to do metaltal and the pre to ensure that the kinyan it goes through and there's no going back. Gold regarding silver is considered the pre. Nechoishes regarding silver is considered the pre. So silver is a coin. What? Silver is considered a coin. Silver is considered a coin by Zahav, and silver is considered a coin regarding nechoishes. So silver is inside beside is a coin. Silver does not acquire gold. Silver does not acquire nechoishes. Good. Okay, very good. Now, but we have Rabbi in his youth saying that silver is the pre and gold is the coin, is the tether. The Af Reb Chia Sava, and even Reb Chia, again, Reb Chia was the Talmud of Rebbe. He was the uncle of Rav. He was the last of the Tanoim of that period, right? And he was the uncle of Rav, getting a historical perspective of who he was. So Af Reb Chia, he's called Chavivi. Rav called him Chavivi. He was his uncle. Af Reb Chia Sava, the Hava Tivahave. He held that what? That like Rebbe when he was younger, he held that the Hava was the coin, not the what, not the pre. Guys, remember, our Mishnah says gold is the pre. Rebbe in his youth said gold was the coin. Even Reb Chia says gold is the coin. Now, where do we know this from? It was from an incident. So sometimes, we say, did he say it beferish or mechlola itmar, or we inferred it from a maisa? So we wanted to infer it not from a maisa that he held gold was a coin and not a pre. The Rav Oisif Dinrei Mebarte Reb Chia. Rav had borrowed golden coins from the daughter of Reb Chia. I guess it was his cousin. The Soif, in the end, Iyakre Dinrei, they were worth more. The gold coins were worth more. Ashla Kamei de Reb Chia, he came in front of Reb Chia. Amalei, Reb Chia told Rav, Zil Shlimlei, Tovin V'Takilim, go give back good coins. What's the shaila, guys? Is it a ribba shaila? It's a ribba shaila. You took a gold coin that was worth $100, and now it's worth $120. You're giving it back. Is that ribbis or not? Are you giving back more because she lent you the money? So, said Reb Chia, give her back the money. Give her back the money. Now, if you view gold as a coin, shapir, it's not a problem of ribbis. Background. We're going to see Bez Hashem in a little while the concept of I'm borrowing a sa of wheat and paying you back a sa of wheat. You can't do that. Midrabanan, you can't do that because it may go up in price, and that's ribbis derabanan. A bushel of wheat is worth $100, and you're giving it back at $120. You can't do that. What's the reason? Because the wheat itself went up in value. When gold goes up in value, when coins go up in value, it's their buying power that goes up in value. It's not that they're more expensive, but they can buy as more expensive. That's the way it's viewed halachically. So Memela, if you give back a coin, it's $100 a coin, and it's worth $120, means it can buy $20 more than it could before. Therefore, we don't view it as a ribis d'Rabbanan situation, even though you're getting more value because it can purchase more, but not necessarily that it's worth more. So here's the Gemara outside. Bishlema, when Rabbi Chia said you could pay back a gold coin with a gold coin, despite the fact that it's worth more now, it must be because the coin, we view it as a coin. But if you're going to tell me we view it as a pre, so what did you do? You gave 100 and you're getting back 120. Sa v'sa is asa. Let's infer therefore from the Maisa that it must be viewed as tiva, as a coin. Like Rebbe B'Yaldusa, who said gold is a coin. The Gemara answers that that's not the case. The Gemara answers the following. He had coins. It could be, we'll view gold coins as Paris. Rav, when he borrowed from Reb Chia, when he borrowed from Rav, when he borrowed from Reb Chia's daughters, had coins in his house. He didn't have access to them. Whatever, he was missing the key, he forgot the combination, whatever it is, he didn't have access to them right now. But what we'll do is, if they give the money to him, even though it's considered a payri, if they give the coins to Rav, it's considered as Rav paid him back already with the coins that he has in his safe that he can't get to. Memela, it's not considered, even if it's a pre, it's not considered a ribis problem. When is saw a problem? That's if you don't have the saw right now to pay back. If you don't have access to the saw to pay back right now, it's not a ribis problem. Again, it's all ribis derabanan. So that you want to infer that this gold is in fact a coin because there's no ribis problem, because if it was fruit, there was a ribis problem. No, it is fruit, and still there's not a ribis problem because there was fruit available considered as to be paid back now. Okay, even though it's a foreign concept because we didn't see it yet, we'll see it in the Gemara and we'll see it better as Hashem in Ezu Neshech. It says, Baruch, here Azav reaches Ezu Neshech, no mercy, right? Boom. Says the Gemara Vaita. So we want to infer that Rav went ahead, borrowed the money, and Reb Chia borrowed, and then Reb Chia Paskin what? Go ahead, pay back the money, pay back the Zav, because it's not a pre. And that's like Rebbe said, Yadusa, that it's a pre. So Amalei Zilshlim Tav Metaklin. The Hava Tiva Hava. You can tell me it's a coin. Shapir. Eli Amid Peira Hava. If you can tell me as it in a Paris. Havale Sub Bisa Ve'asar. If Sub Bisa is Asar to go ahead and pay back. Says the Gemara. You have Naraya. Rav Din Rahavele. Rav had dinarim. In fact, he had. It is Peri, and he had it. The Kivin the Havile Dinre, and since he had dinarim. It's viewed as a peri. Nasa Kaime will view it as if he said, Hilveni, lend me sa Achiyava bini until my son comes and gives me access to it. Until I find the point to the safe. So you have no raya, guys. Good. You want to make a raya from this Maisa that it's a coin, because if it wasn't a coin, you have a ribis problem. No, even if it's a pre, right? You don't have a ribis problem. Very gushmak. Amarava. Hi Tanasava. The Hava Tiva Have. This Tana holds that even though our Mishnah says clearly that the Hava is considered Peri, this Tana holds what? It is considered coin. The Tanya. Pruta Sha'amru. The Pruta, when we speak about Pruta in the Torah, in Gemara, Echen Mishmoine Mi Isra Talki. It's 1/8 of the Italian Isra. We spoke that in Masech the Kedushin. If you wanted to go ahead and see what a copper coin, the silver value of the copper coin, in the realm, where would it be? There was an Italian Isser, 1/8 of an Italian Isser. That's what a copper prut is worth. Right? Rabbi Sil says pruta, and therefore that nafkamina. Isser, what's an Isser? The Kedusha Isha. Iser, but the denomination called an Iser is Echa me Esra ve'abod dinarim shel kesef. When it comes to Mekach Memka and Iser, when it comes to halachas of Ainah, we won't go into that now. Right? We'll see later on in the Masechta, the din of overcharging a 6, going back on the deal, or Mekach Tois, we'll see that. That's regarding the Iser, which is 1/24 of a dinar. Shel kesef. Dinar shel kesef, this is what we need. Dinar shel kesef. Echad me esrim v'chamisha b'dinrei shel zav. A dinar, a silver dinar is 1/25 of a gold dinar. There are 25 silver dinarim in one gold dinar. L'may nafkamina, l'pidyon aben. My nafkamin would be l'pidyon pidyon aben. Let's do this Rashi. Nice Rashi, guys. Pidyon aben, shehu chamesh shkolim. We know in the Torah it says chamesh shkolim. The shekel deraisa hu sela. So pidyon aben, guys, is in our terminology 5 sloyim. Correct? A shekel and a sela are synonymous. If the Torah tells us it's 5 shkolim for pidyon aben, for us purposes it's 5 sloyim. Vasela dalid dinrei kesef, and a sela is considered what? 4 dinrei kesef. Shehem chaf dinar. So if there a shekel equals 4 dinarim, so how much would 5 saloyim be? It would be 20 dinarim. It'd be 20 dinarim. So if you go ahead, a kohen, you need 25, right? 5. So therefore, what? If you go ahead and you give him a golden dinar, he has to give you back 5 sloyim. Good? That's the nafkamina. Yeah, 5 times 4, right? 4 is 20, so that's 20 dinarim. If you give him a gold dinar to be paid to your son, he has to give you back 5. That's what Rashi tells us. back inside the Gemara. I think I. Shaychov Dina in Nasla Abi Ben Dina Zov Machsle Koyin Chamisha Dinri Kesef. He goes back five Dinri Kesef. Good. So that's the now. What do we need? If you're going to tell me that it's dinar is considered what money, mishar tana b'midi dekayitz. You have something that's set. Guys, remember what did I tell you before? When money goes up and down, it's not money going up and down. It stays the same. It's its purchasing power goes up and down. So Memela, I can go ahead and tell you, Pidyon Haben is always going to be what? Is always going to be based upon this cheshbon of 5 sloyim, which is 20 dinarim, 20 silver dinarim, and then you can go ahead and figure this out. But if you're going to tell me what, it's peira, and when it goes up and down, it itself is going up and down. Mishaya Tana b'midi the Akav Vizula. Would the Tana go ahead and tell me what? And the koyin, that the koyin always gives back 5 sloyim. 1 second. Simni the mahad lekana, but simni the maisivla iu lekahana. Sometimes he's giving him less, sometimes he's giving him more, depending on the value of what of the coin. It must be a raya that it's the hava what guys. If the hava goes up, then he's giving him too much, right, or too less. So memela what? It must be that it is considered a coin and not peri, and that's the raya we want to say about Rava. We want to be a raya from Pidyon Ben by the fact that it's etched in stone. It must be because we view it as a coin rather than a peri. Good. So we had Reb Chia. We tried to figure out Reb Chia holding. Again, just to reiterate, our Mishnah said what? That gold vis-a-vis silver is paris. Rabbi, when he was young, said it's coin. Reb Chia wanted to say it's coin, and we slug that up. We want to say Rabbi says it's coin from Pidyon Ben, and let's slug it up. We don't slug it up. Because Rabbi Taka holds what? That it's coin. Rabbi Taka holds it's coin. Tanan Hasan. Beshami Oimim. Layasa Adam Saloyim Dinrei Zahav. When you go ahead and you're switching coins for Maisa Sheni, right? You're switching coins for Maisa Sheni. Don't go ahead, says Beishamai, right? Says Beishamai, don't take silver coins and put them and exchange them for gold coins. Don't exchange them for gold coins. We'll see why in a second. So he says Beishamai, Layasa Adam Saloyim Dinrei Zahav. So if you want to have, you have silver sloyim in your possession, and you want to be mechalov the peiros of Maisa Sheni, don't be mechalov them what on. They have kedushas Maisa Sheni. Don't switch the kedusha to a din reizahav. Ubesil matirim. Besil permits you to do it. Rabbi Yochanan of Reish Lakish and Chad Amar machloikis is besiloyim al dinarim. Where you're going ahead and you have in your rishus a sell of kesef. That you mechal Maisa Sheni on that, and you want to be mechal it on din reizahav. Veishame savri kaspa tiva udahava peri. Silver is the coin. The hava is considered paris. The gold is paris. V'tiva peri le mechalinin, and you can't be mechalel tiva on paris. So guys, you're taking the coin and you want to mechalel the kedusha of the coin on fruit. If the hava is fruit and the silver is coin, you can't do it. So therefore, Beis Shammai seems to be saying that the gold is the peri, and therefore we're going to let you do it. Ubeis Hillel savar kaspa peri udahava tiva. He holds that kesef is the peris and silver is the coin. Uperi ativa mechalinen, and you could go ahead and switch what peris for coins. That's what you're supposed to do. You take the kedusha of the paris and put it on the coin. So if you view kesef as the peri, then you will be able to go ahead and put it on the coin. The havas, if you view the gold as coin. Avo paris al dinarim divya kom chalin. But paris themselves on dinarim, right? You have paris in your shus, and you want to go ahead and be mechal on zav, that you could do. So again, I have dinarim of zav. I have dinarim of zav, right? I have din zav. Can I go ahead and be mechal something on din zav? Can I not? The machloikis is if you have silver coins, says Beis Shammai, silver is considered a peri, silver is considered a coin, and the hav is considered a pri, and you can't go ahead and put from a coin on a pri. Beis Hillel is the opposite. Beis Hillel says we'll view the silver as the pri, we'll view the dinarim as the gold as the kesef, as the money, and you can go ahead and take person money. But let's say you have Paris mamish and you have gold. Everyone said you go from the Paris to the gold. No machloikas there. I will Paris al dinarim dibri akamachal. I never see machal. My timer. What's the reason? Right? Why would Beis Shammai be moida? Beis Shammai. Why would he be moida over there? That the gold is considered what peri. That the gold is considered coin. Midi de have a kesef lebeis Hillel. Kesef lebeis Hillel af al gav the kaspel gabe the have peri have vis-a-vis gold. Vis-a-vis gold, silver is considered pre. Legabe peri tiva have. Nonetheless, silver regarding Paris is considered coin. Zahav nami, gold as well. The Beis Shammai af al gav the have legabe kaspel peri have. When it comes to silver to gold, silver is considered the peri, and gold is considered the coin regarding basic. Afagav did the havel legabe kispa peri, even though the gold is a peri regarding kesef, legabe peri tivahabe, legabe Paris, the gold is considered a coin, and you can go ahead, take the Paris and put it on the coin. Another one says even Paris on dinar is machloikas. So we have machloikas. We know from silver to coin, silver to gold is machloikas. Beis Shammai says no, Beis Hillel says yes. Regarding coin, however, regarding to Paris to gold, there's no machloikas. And another one says there is machloikas. And the other one says there is machloikas. Okay. The one that says that they even argue by taking Paris and putting it on. Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel would say whether you can go ahead and put it on the gold. Okay, so you have Paris. Like Beis Shammai, you won't be able to put it on the gold. Like Beis Hillel, you would be. Guys, what's a bigger chiddush? To tell me, right? Perfect timing, Yitzi. I'm still in the middle of share.
Okay.
Great, right? Okay, guys, listen. If you're going to tell me that they even argue by Paris, why tell me machloek is going from silver to gold? Tell me a bigger chiddush, even Paris to gold. Why don't you tell me that the Beis Shammai argues in that as well? Uliman after Paris al dinar machloek is at the miflaki b'saloyim al dinarim, where you're being mechalel silver on gold. Liflik with Paris al dinarim, argue by Paris on gold. If look at Paris al dinarim, have says the Gemara, if I would have argued by Paris al dinarim, have amina hani mili be Paris al dinarim. That's why I would have said that you can't do it. Ava b'saloyim al dinarim moidelhem Beis Shammai Beis Hillel, but silver to gold, I would think Beis Hillel is moed Beis Shammai, you can't do it. The have legabe kaspa peri have, because silver is considered a peri regarding silver. And therefore you can kamash malon the chiddush by saying silver to gold. The chiddush is that Beis Hillel would even allow you to go from silver to gold. Okay, it's a good start.